Hello, everyone. I'm here with some of my favorite trainers, Maggie, Connie, Christine, Robert, and Eileen. And I'm going to cover some of the main commercial tools, education, networking, and our syndication of commercial listings. I want to also let you know that if you're not a commercial member, you can join commercial for less than $100 for the year and add commercial and start using the tools. But we have a lot of tools that are available whether you're commercial or not. And we're going to talk about some of the education and training with our great trainers here today. The last thing I want to mention is we're going to keep this video short, and we have just some dialogue that we're going to have with trainers, and they're going to ask some questions, and I'm going to ask them some questions, and we're going to find out what everyone's using. So let's start with the first question.
All righty, Paul. What types of courses, classes, educations, and trainings does Miami Commercial offer to its members? And what exactly can members get from becoming a member? What do they benefit from?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. We do have a lot of education. We have commercial contracts classes and leases and letter of intents. And Eileen does a fabulous series on financial analysis for those that are working with investors. A lot of our classes are free, and we do levels for people just beginning, and we also have classes for people that have been doing commercial for many years. So we do all different types of education, and some of them are on specific asset classes. But in addition to that, we have the trainers who are with us today who are doing classes every week in English and in Spanish on our top commercial tools, which they're going to discuss a little bit with us. And it's been really great doing this monthly series, which we call More Miami Commercial. And in that series, I highlight specific tools. I have people like Robert Rodriguez come on and show us about RPR commercial, and we showcase tools like member to member and ComStack and RealDAX, and have professionals and members showcase a lot of these tools for us. So education from top to bottom. And it's been a pleasure kind of educating our members, whether they're just getting into commercial or they've been doing commercial for a really long time. So I know we have a couple of other questions.
So, Paul, we know that Miami Commercial has been working locally, nationally, globally to increase exposure and syndication. So, why and what do members need to know about the efforts that Miami Commercial has been making?
Well, it's been a long work in progress. Once we created the South Florida Commercial MLS, one of my goals was to really have a lot of syndication, a lot of listing exposure for our members. Whether you're a commercial member or a residential member, when you put a commercial listing in the MLS, it goes to about 8 or 10 different places. And the first place that we created was a public portal, sfcomsearch.com, where the listings go from the MLS into this public portal, which investors, it's in multiple languages, it's in multiple currencies, square foot, square meter. So we created this dynamic tool for investors. We see people all over the world looking at these properties. And a year ago, we didn't have this public portal. But in addition, a lot of our members said, where else do listings go? And they go to places like Crexi, CREXI.com, Brevitas.com, and the Beacon Council, which is a Miami-Dade County EDC. Our members' listings go to that website, and it is the only listings that are on that website. So when our members get that exposure, none of the national firms, no other, our members are the exclusive listing provider for the county economic development. And so we are continuing to add these partners. Crexi was our newest one. We had a lot of members asking about it. And part of the reason for this was that we wanted to give our members exposure and to also save them time, because my goal is always to make them money, but also to save them time and keep them out of trouble. And that's why we do a lot of those contracts classes. But it saves you time. Instead of having to put your listing into all these different websites, you say, oh, I want that exposure. You put it into our commercial MLS, into the MLS. And as soon as you put it in there, within 24 hours, it's going to get the syndication to all these other sites. We were a little jealous of all that exposure residential had with Zillow and a lot of these other national sites out there. So Maggie, it was really important for us to give that kind of exposure to our commercial members. So I'm glad you asked about that. I want to switch gears a little bit and talk to our trainers about what they're seeing out there where our commercial members are using. So I'm going to first ask Robert, what are some of the tools that our commercial members are using, or residential members that are getting into commercial? What are some of the tools they're using and how are they using them?
Well, Paul, I'm glad that you asked about residential members getting into commercial, because we do see a lot of that. And first one that comes to mind is RPR. RPR is great for both residential and commercial. And you do see a lot of residential members, switching over to the commercial side of RPR and running demographic reports. A lot of studies of neighborhoods are provided with RPR. And then especially anyone working with an investment property, it is pretty much the leading tool for investment property analysis. So whether you're working with a multifamily property or even a commercial 10-unit, 12-unit building, it's the excellent tool that you can use to, produce that report for your investment returns. You also have IMAP. IMAP is pretty simple. It's a program that allows you to look up by property use. So whether you're looking for multifamily or one-story office building or multi-story office building, it's very simple to use and to run comp analysis on IMAP. And of course, that's statewide. So commercial members will be using that. And then you have Remind. Remind is a great one too, up and coming for commercial. And we have RealDAX. RealDAX is just another one of those programs that commercial members are using to, run reports on investment returns, on your, analysis on your investment returns. So, those are off the top of my mind. I know you have a few others that you want to share, but off the top of my mind, those are the ones.
Yeah, I want to talk about a couple of them, and those are great because our members are really using those. It's IMAP is a commercial secret weapon and not so secret anymore because our members are really using that a lot because it's really easy to go in and get those sold comps right away and to be able to do an analysis of it. They can also do mailing labels. I know you do a great job of teaching our members how to create mailing labels of really specific targets and areas and specific property types if they want to engage the owners of those properties. Two of the tools that our members are using that are specific to the commercial membership, one of them is member to member. And I'm just going to go over it verbally, and maybe we'll put up some slides and attach these once we put this up on Miami Realtors Live. But this member-to-member tool is the most popular commercial tool we have. And once you become a commercial member within 24 hours, you have access to it. But what it allows you to do is to send and receive to 2,700 commercial members your commercial haves and needs. So you can go into the system, it's integrated with the MLS, and under your profile, you're able to send an email to all the other commercial members with your properties. And if you have a need, you can just send an email broadcast to all the members and say, I have a client that's looking for 18 to 24 units, 4% cap rate or better in Hollywood or in Little Havana. I mean, it can be really specific. And so it's a great tool. It's a great way to market your haves and needs. And so that's a really popular tool for our commercial members. And that's, if you join as commercial, you'll have that access to that. And then the other one, which I want to touch on, is CompStack, because CompStack is one of our newer partners. And if you're doing commercial leases, it's a great way to supplement with the information you're getting in tools like the MLS, where they have a database of lease comps in that system that you cannot find in a lot of other places. And our members get credits for being a commercial member, and you can get up to 20 free commercial lease comps just by being a member of our association, being a commercial member. And then when you're done with that, they never charge you. When you give a comp, you get a comp. So you can get up to 20 free lease comps. And our members really like it because, again, leases can be a little trickier. They're not often in the public domain. And so CompStack has been a partner with ours, and they really want people to use that system. And back to what you were saying, Robert, Eileen and I have talked a lot about this. We get a lot of residential members that are doing residential transactions, and then they have an international buyer that is also interested in commercial investments. Or they have somebody that has bought a residential house and they say, you know what, I would like to get into commercial investments. So can you maybe show me some multifamily? And then the other one that happens is you sell to somebody who owns a business and they want to expand that business. Maybe they want to get a lease on a property, or they want to expand where they're at and open another store or another office. And so our members are getting these kind of questions. So you never know if you're a residential agent when you're going to get asked from one of your clients for a commercial transaction. And we have the education and the tools and the resources for that. So that's really what our goal is, to provide you with that kind of information. Like I said, whether you decide to become a commercial member or not, we have this suite of tools for you to be able to use. So I know that one of you was asking about networking, because that's really important for our members. Networking is a little different in commercial. I think it was Christine that was asking me about that. So I want to know what her question is.
Yeah, so Paul, so consistent bi-monthly networking, whether it's in person or virtually, is included in our membership, and networking is key. What opportunities do members have to get together and do deals?
Well, it's great that you asked that, because like I said, commercial really is different in that people like to do business with who they know. And the MLS is a great equalizer in residential, and some of the listings aren't on there. And sometimes they have properties that are not on the market yet. So this gives them an opportunity, our commercial marketplace, twice a month, the first Thursday of every month and the fourth Thursday of every month. And we just did a joint commercial marketplace with Toronto. And on July 8th, we're going to be doing one with Orlando. But these are free networking where they can engage with the other members and present their haves and needs, kind of like that member to member, but either on Zoom during COVID, or now we're going to start doing it in person soon. And they can present their haves and needs and kind of pitch their properties. And it gives them a really great opportunity to market properties that they have and needs that they have. And then we've started doing in-person networking events. We did one at Yacht, which was on the water in Fort Lauderdale. And then we did one at 545 Wynn, which is a development in Wynwood, all this last month while it was still cool enough to do it outside and social distance. So it's really been important. And we're really doing, like I said, it's not just presenting your haves and needs. We've done this, Christine, we've done a really good job with an outreach to other markets, other countries, and really giving that exposure. It really piggybacks off of what I said with syndication. I wanted to bring Connie and Maggie in here to talk a little bit about what they're hearing from members on training and what tools our residential and commercial members are using, and that they're asking questions they're asking about. So let's find out from Connie first.
Well, I know that they mentioned using Remind Commercial, and they enjoyed that class that we currently offered. We really invite them to come out and not only take advantage of what's on miamirealtorslive.com, but also visit all the commercial videos that we do have on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/miamitrainers, where we have a dedicated section just for commercial members, or those that may be interested if they want to get some preview and some time in. Maggie, go ahead.
We definitely know that our members love RPR, so I have to agree with what Robert mentioned earlier. Not only is there a wealth of information and investment analysis, but you have those tapestry segments that allow investors to really delve into what the consumer looks like in those areas. I know that Remind has become really popular. And Paul, I think you said it perfectly. IMAP is a commercial member's secret weapon, because a lot of the systems that allow mailing labels have limits, but on IMAP they don't. And they can even do some farming for expired listings or for foreclosures.
Right.
So there's tons of little hidden jewels in a lot of these products, but those are definitely the top three that we hear members ask about over and over again.
One of the nice things about RPR is that it creates these really nice packages for you. And so you can create offering memorandums and include all that wonderful demographic and information about the businesses in that marketplace. And one thing I really liked about what Connie said is just how powerful Miami Realtors Live is, miamirealtorslive.com, and the YouTube channel is, because you have so many great opportunities when you're looking at for these tools and training on it, because the training team does an amazing job of creating snackable content, really short video clips on the YouTube. And we have longer, if you want to learn more about a tool, it can be a 45, 50 minute on Miami Realtors Live. But Robert Rodriguez will do like a 2 or 3 minute, here's how you create mailing labels, or he did one, and I watch it sometimes and send it to members. Here's how you find opportunity zones in, these different tools. And so it's really great. We have all these resources. And so we want to make sure you're going to the training, or you're going to miamirealtorslive.com or YouTube to find these. And there's a lot of resources, and you guys provide constant training for the members. And it's been awesome. And we really appreciate everybody's time today and sharing what you know. I think we really got to the basic meat and potatoes of what we're offering out there. And we're always available. I was telling Connie that they can always email commercial@miamire.com, just like they can always email trainers@miamire.com if they have questions. So I am very thankful for all of your time and all of our members who never know when they're going to need us. When it comes to commercial, we're always here for you. And hopefully you learn about some of these additional resources here. And I want to thank everyone for listening to this as well. Thanks so much.